Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So in this video I'm going to talk about the OmniScript. So let me take you through a small introduction about the OmniScript. So OmniScript is a guided path which you can use to do some actions in interactive manner. So let me open. So we have a menu button and we have some action like edit account, and let me open this. Once I will click on this, it will open some interaction like showing this is a step account with some inputs, and it will allow me to edit the things and save the things. So let's create it from the scratch. So this was our previous card which we have built. So if you have not watched how to create this card, so I would recommend to go and watch that video first. In this card we were using a sample OmniScript. So let's preview this. So here we have a menu and we have edit account. So this is the sample OmniScript which is provided by the Velocity, and that contains some sample data. So once I will open this, it will also open the same OmniScript. It is a sample one, so it is not showing any kind of data. So let me close this and let's go to the OmniScript. So we need to create a new OmniScript. So let's click on new, and we need a type and subtype. So let's name it as edit account data, and I will write type as edit and the subtype as account data. So once you will create any OmniScript, you will get something like this. You have a step on your console, and this doesn't contain anything. Left side you will get all the elements which you will be using in this OmniScript, and on the right hand side we have a build and a setup. So inside the build we have the elements like actions. We can use the calculation action, the data raptor, and all those integration procedures, all that kind of action. And we have some display which contains the line break, which contains the text block. We have many more things. We have some inputs which we will be using throughout this video. So for this account card, we have these details like the website name, the name, and the phone number. So I will use these three inputs in our OmniScript to get the input and let the user decide what they want to edit. So let me go to the input, and here we have some text. So let me drag it to the console. The second one is telephone, so let me drag the telephone input, and the last one is a website, so let me drag a URL input. So we have these three inputs. Let's just rename this. So let's name it as account name. For telephone, I will use account phone. I will just remove the mask, and for URL I will use account website. Let's try to preview this. So once you will preview any OmniScript, you will get something like this. The inputs and the step with multiple steps. If you will add multiple steps, it will show step 1, step 2, and all those things. This is why it is known as the guided process, which uses the interaction. So right now I don't have any data in my input fields. So how I can get that? We can get that using the integration procedure. So let me just go to the build and let's drag an action which is integration procedure. So this is the integration procedure. I will drag it over the step. and we will call an integration procedure which will be get account team get account details, and we need to pass the account ID. So inside this remote properties you will get something like extra payload. So just open that, and inside the key you need to use the account ID. In the value we need to use the merge operator. So merge operator is something new in the Omni script, so we need to use something like percentage, and inside this we need to use context ID, where C should be capital and I should be capital. So in the card we were using the record ID, but in the Omni script we need to use the merge operator and the context ID. So context ID is nothing, but once you will preview this you will see something like this, the context ID, whatever the data which is present on the URL. So we have just previewed it, and now as you can see we have some data from the integration procedure which is coming from there, and it is getting displayed here, and it is getting all automatically mapped into the things. So how is it possible that it is automatically mapping? It's just because while naming this I was using account name. Once I will change this to name only, let me change this to name and let me make it as required. Now once I will preview this, you will see that account name will not be mapped. So as you can see that account name is not getting mapped. Why? Because behind the scene a parser is working to map all the data which are coming from the integration procedure to the elements which are present in the Omni script. So we are getting some data, but here account name is not showing. But once you will go to this action debugger, let me clear it and refresh it again. So this one is the latest which is getting the data. Once you will click on this, and in the response of the integration procedure you will see that the data is coming, which is account name, account website, account phone and account ID. These things are coming, and you need to use this key as the element name of the input field. So we need to use the account name. So let me go back to the design. So we need to change it back to the account name, account and name. So once we will mark this as required, asterisk will appear here stating that it is a required field you must enter in order to go to the next step. So let me remove this and add a read only field, because it is account name and we cannot change the account name, but we can change the phone and the website. So let me go back to the preview. Here you can see that we cannot edit this account name, but we can change the phone. But there is no next button, as well as there is nothing inside this step. So we can also remove this step. Let me go back to the design and let's go to the setup. If you will scroll down, we have a step chart option where we can hide this step chart. We have a cancel option, which if we enable this it will add a cancel. See this, it is adding a cancel. Once we will disable it, it will remove that cancel. We have a save option which will allow the user to save it for the later use, and by default it is already enabled. Once you will add any other element after this step, then the next button will be enabled. So let me add an integration procedure at the end, so that using that we can save the data back to the Salesforce. So this integration procedure was using the data raptor to get the data from the Salesforce, and we will use this another integration procedure so that whatever data the user is entering inside those input fields will be saved back to the Salesforce. For now I will use a sample save account details so that we can use this integration procedure. I will explain all of these things once we will cover the integration procedure topic. So let's preview it for now, and you will see that this step will not be available there because we disabled it. So as you can see that this step is not available, and the next button is visible here because we are using the integration procedure at the end, so that we have some other steps also. Once we will edit any changes, I can edit any changes, and once we will click on the next, it will save all those details. As you can see, once I will go to the action debugger, we have this integration procedure 2. Once we will expand this, and here you can see in the request data we are passing all those data inside the step. So I edited this phone number as 12 at the end, so it is passing that updated data. You will get to know all of these things, like what are these JSON data and why we are passing this, once we will cover the data wrapper and the integration procedure. So that's it for this video. If you find this video helpful, please like the video and do subscribe to my channel for upcoming videos.